Welcome to More Than Mindset, the only podcast that bridges the gap between spirituality and success. Go beyond the mind with clarity and confidence coach Kim Guillory and learn how to integrate your passion to serve with your skills and experience to create a business you love. Let's get started.
Hello, and welcome back to the More Than Mindset show. Guys, today we are going to talk about a tough one, and that is something that we cannot live without. So buckle up for this one. We're talking about people problems and people opportunities. This is one of my favorite topics. I realized pretty early on in my coaching career that I worked more with communication and relationships than anything else. And it is incredible to understand the difference communication and understanding people and being able to meet people where they are, and what an incredible difference that will make in your life, in your business, just in everything. This is a lost art, how to communicate. And, it's a fine line between being the people pleaser who wants to make everyone happy, and then the person who has boundaries that still everyone can be happy. There's like two sides to the story, your side, their side. But then this podcast today is about the other side. And I want to introduce you to this in-between space that can work for everyone. So I happen to have front row seating onto what's going on with those who are hired by someone and those who are hiring someone. And just so you guys know, there is a whole other world going on in between what you believe and they believe. And that is what we're going to talk about today. I have been working with this for the last few years. I got super interested in scaling and teams and how to bring on my own team in order to scale what I created in the coaching world, which is not easy, by the way. I was working with spas and clinics and other studios, as well as ordinary businesses, not even in the wellness space, but plumbing and electrical, different sources, not just wellness. I tend to specialize in wellness. And I found this is the problem no matter what. So for you who think it's your industry, you're wrong. I've worked in a lot of industries, and the problem is where people are. Where there are people, there are problems. But where there are problems, there are solutions. Where there are problems, there are opportunities. And so we need to really take a good look at the problem, where we are stuck in the problem, how we are possibly the bottleneck in that problem. And then once we can accept that, we can resolve it. And as mentioned a couple of weeks ago, the quicker that you can recognize and resolve, the quicker you will get the results that you want. So today is about people. It's about people problems. It's about people opportunity. And I've created this new product that I am so proud of for you business owners. I cannot wait to take it to the market. I've already been using it with my own team and with a couple of my closer clinics that I've been working with who's been having this problem with people. It's so cool. If you are listening to this and you're interested and you want to know the inside scoop, you have to contact me personally. I am not saying it publicly yet. We are still, working out what could possibly come up as potential chaos or conflicts or problems inside of the system. And so we're running it through ourselves and some of our top clients. It's going to be incredible. So if you have a people problem, you have trouble hiring people, keeping people, or if you are the people and you are having trouble working with others, it will work for both of you. Here is what I want to talk about today. The problem that I am hearing in the marketplace across all businesses, but specifically for massage therapists, body workers, estheticians, just the practitioners that are in the clinic, spas, working in the schools in this particular trade. The practitioner thinks that the owner is all about themselves and all about the money and that they're using them and they're trying to underpay them. there's this whole other victim story that's happening. And I can guarantee you, if it's happening there, it's happened somewhere else. So, guys, I am not saying it is not valid. It is not true. Please, please, please do not misunderstand me. I'm not saying that either one of you are wrong. I'm saying that you're not seeing the whole picture and that there's a little bitty tweak that could happen in order for this to open up for you and create incredible opportunity for each other. The other side of this is the employer who thinks there's no good people. Everyone is entitled. No one wants to work. They all want the easy way. Like, guys, both of you are right. Pat yourself on the shoulder for being right. Both of you are right. Now, what do we do about it? Because in order to solve anything, we have to first understand what is the problem. What is the problem? And for you who believes that people are the problem, I want you to see that people are also the solution. People are the problem and people are the solution. So how do we figure this out, right? Like what's going on? So the person that needs to hire and keep someone has a mindset issue around people. But there is also a practical, logical thing that is going on. So it's not just mindset, just like this podcast is called More Than Mindset. It is more than mindset, but you have to first address the mindset that has put labels on people, right? People are problems. People they want the easy way. They're entitled. Like that problem is in your mind because there are just as many people, if not more, who don't fall under that label. But because of your mindset, you're now looking through that lens and you can't find those other people. And that means you have to address if you're attracting that and if you're having that same problem over and over and over, where can you take responsibility for changing something that changes that circumstance? So let's go back to you're both right. You are right. And let's get to the and part. So we address the problem is I can't find good people, or I can't keep good people, or people come to work here and then they leave and take my customers or take what I built and they try to destroy me or they try to take from me. And these are the stories that I hear over and over and over. So, okay, I recognize that there is a problem with my belief that there are good people out there who are loyal, who are committed, who are disciplined, who are responsible, who are ethical, moral, and run legally. Like I have a problem believing I can find those people. Let's just first address that. And then we want to understand why that belief is there. And from your side of the story, which I get, and I have been there also, well, in the past, what I've experienced is exactly that. So I have every reason to believe that that is true. But what I want to open your mind to today is to, yes, let's address that. That is true. I understand it has happened and it is now the lens that you look through. But guess what? We can change the lens. And when we change the lens and we get really clear and we get really responsible and we have an actual system, a simple system for people to come into, and we make sure they are developed and trained, and we offer them incredible opportunity, they will have no reason to go anywhere else. Here's the part that many of you miss. Not everyone is meant to be a business owner. Not everyone desires to be a business owner. I used to think everyone did because it was the lens I looked through, because it's who I was. And I had my own mindset stuff going on around working for someone else, working for myself, like all of these other experiences I was having. But when you really understand that you can look through a new lens, and that lens could be, I offer incredible opportunity for anyone who wants to grow and advance and prosper and flourish and expand under the care of my company. I offer incredible opportunity for those who want to maximize their potential here within the company. That's the lens you have to put on first. We're never going to get to the next step if we can't get here. You have to shift the understanding. So I understand that there are shitty people, but I also understand there are shitty bosses. And you've got to be able to face both of those, because we're never going to be able to create change if we can't first understand what's really going on here. It's both sides. So I'm aware that this has happened. I'm also aware that I could attract and prepare better, offer better opportunity so that they'll never want to leave. Now, listen, I have created this within my own company. Now, who knows what's going to happen in the future and if something changes with one of us or their family or, something outgrows, but my intention is always to leave with the relationship intact. And if anyone has ever worked closely with me, they know that that is true. My intention is to leave with the relationship intact. I am not out to take advantage, to abuse, to take people's time, energy, focus, and strengths in order to improve my personal. It really is about being an ethical business owner that is purpose driven, mission focused, and that is about improving humanity as an all, not just a you. I've been in other organizations where it is just about that person. But you guys who are listening to this show are not that person. The problem is you don't have a system in order to take them through, to develop them, and then to also recognize the red flags, not go into people pleasing, over giving, worrying about what people think about you. There's a lot of stuff that needs to change in your perception, your understanding, your personality in order for you to become the person who allows emotion in the creative process. So, in other words, you allow the employees to express what could be, what they see as growth, what they see as need, what, like, you're able to listen to them, to hear them, to let them be validated for how they want to help the company grow. Like, that's input. It doesn't mean that you need to take everything in, but just the consideration and the listening and allowing them to be a part of the vision. So that you allow emotion at the beginning of the creation, when you are envisioning where the company can grow, when you're envisioning how many people you can help, how many employees you can offer opportunity to, how the team can work bigger and better together. And then once you allow that, everyone gets to express that, everyone gets to be heard and validated. Then you go into logic, systems, processes, KPIs, like there is reward, consequence, like all of that stuff is clearly laid out. And by the way, just a little hint, that is part of what I have created. That is so good. I cannot wait to get it into your hands. We've been having such a good time with it. It has proven to be such a reliable, dependable, expansive system. So right there in the middle, logic, systems, operations, data, like all logic, the way that the company runs, the way that people win together and doesn't become this political mess of the person who's coming to work late, but they get all the good clients, or the person who you can't afford to lose. And so you let them get away with a bunch of BS. Like, that's politics, guys. And that is why people want to leave corporate. They want to leave the companies. They want to leave the offices because they're not seen, they're not heard, they're not validated, they're not offered opportunity. How can you change that? And I'm speaking basically to the homegrown entrepreneur who can change these. The homegrown entrepreneur is the person who has created an incredible product or service that has grown beyond themselves, that they are now scaling, but they were not really taught this part of growing the business, whether they work for someone or just for themselves. I'm one of those people. I call myself a homegrown entrepreneur. I basically just figured it out in my backyard, how to create incredible service, make great money, make people happy, and feel good and satisfied. So now we're expanding that to other companies. We're expanding that to opportunities within the companies. So back to, I don't want to lose you. That was first emotion, validation, listening, expanding vision, recognizing what other people are bringing to the company. Then we go into logic. What's the onboarding process? What are the systems, the processes, so that everyone can feel safe? Everyone can feel safe because they know what's going on. Then you can bring emotion back into the business, but only to celebrate the emotion of celebration. So it's like a sandwich. We want emotion at the beginning, which is in the excitement and the inspiration and the motivation and what is our purpose and what are we doing and how many more people can we help and how we can do this in an incredible way that feels good. It's all about feeling. Then logic, systems, processes. I know so many of you hate this, especially in the wellness industry. You guys hate this, but it is part of the sandwich and it is the part that holds it all together. So go through the logics, the systems, the processes. We keep it super organized and safe, and everyone knows exactly what's expected of them, and everyone gets treated the same to follow the policies and procedures that have been put into place for the safety of the growth of the company and the expansion of every person who's here. Then and only then, we celebrate and bring emotion back into the business so that everyone is satisfied and winning together and excited. And this is how you're going to build an incredible culture where people never want to leave. Now, I'm going to be talking more about this because it's an issue that we're seeing more of. There are so many people who do not want to be in business for themselves, and you business owners are missing out on the opportunity of bringing them into your company and you guys doing something great together. I am currently doing this. I can bring my team on. We can talk about this in transparency. They can tell you through the entire journey exactly what we have been doing for the last 8 years, what has been required in order to find the right people, to offer the right opportunity. What are the things that I messed up on? What are the relationships that didn't make it? What are the red flags in order for you to recognize what could be going wrong? What are these indicators? We have all of this mapped out for you. It is an incredible blueprint that I am excited to take to the market. You're going to be hearing more about it. But for today, I just wanted to maybe expand your perception, your vision, the lens that you look through to see another side of the circumstance that you're in. Just because those other people did that does not mean that everyone will do that. I also want you to recognize that this is a new unit of time and you are not that person when that started happening, and we need to clean that up with you. That happens to be my brilliance, my excellence is how do I help you become the person that attracts and creates that thing that you want? How do you become that person? I had to become that person. Guys, you do know I walked out of my life and I committed to 12 months outside of my life so that I could find this genius that was living inside of me that was not being influenced or impacted or like somehow contaminated by my environment of disbelief. I had to pull myself out of that. This was a huge risk that I took. Some of you are not willing to take that risk. You're not willing to upset someone. You're not willing to stand up for yourself and to find your geniuses, to find what you bring to the market that is incredibly in demand and needed and necessary. Emotion at the beginning whenever you're creating the vision, because that is how we materialize the idea. And then we move into logic inside of the company and the systems and the processes and operations and people and onboarding. And this, if you have trouble with this, send me an email, respond to wherever you're listening to this podcast at and say, I want to hear more about it because it's ready. I'm waiting for you to be ready. We've already started it. I'm just not ready to take it like in the ads fashion to the market. So right there in the middle, systems, processes, people, logics, like how do we make sure that this is bulletproof and that the company stays intact, whether someone leaves or not, they cannot ruin us. And then we go back into emotion and we celebrate together. We celebrate what we've created, what we've done. We validate. We shine a light on all of the things that we have done well and great and beautifully, and the opportunity and the potential. And we celebrate the advancements that we've brought to the company and to society as a whole. And that sandwich is how you're going to have sustainable success, how you're going to attract more people who want to be in this winning, positive culture with you. Right now, you're the bottleneck, and you're in the bottleneck because of your past experience, because you didn't have the skills, the tools, you didn't have these assets. They weren't created yet. You didn't know about it. If you knew about it, you wouldn't be in the position that you're in. So guys, if you have been thinking, I have to do it all myself, I can't find good people, there's no way I'm ever going to be able to grow this. Everyone just wants to take advantage. People are lazy and entitled. Guys, the problem is you. That's it. Like, it's validated. I agree with you. The problem is you. The solution is you. The opportunity is within you if you're willing to shift this. If you are not willing to shift this, you will remain the bottleneck inside of the business, and you will never attract good people because you're not willing to grow into the person who can have that opportunity. It is in you. The change is in you. The change was in me. It had nothing to do with society. It had nothing to do with the previous people that I tried partnering with. It had nothing to do with the previous people who I tried to develop and tried to grow with and tried to offer opportunity, but couldn't receive the opportunity. It had nothing to do with any of that. It had everything to do with me and these things that I had missing, that I did not understand, that I now do and have put into place for you. All right. Hope this was helpful. I don't mean to come on and like beat anyone up, but sometimes we just need to hear it. Sometimes I just need to hear myself. I just need to look at myself as I'm recording, and I just need to hear myself. And sometimes I need to be in celebration of the brilliance that my mind has come up with and my brain has put into action, and celebrate what's going on in my own company, with my own partnerships, in my own business, because we are doing incredible things in the wellness space. And I forget to celebrate that because I tend to keep looking at how far I want to get, and I forget to see how far I have come. But luckily, I have a beautiful team that reminds me on a regular basis. And so that we make sure that we are all validated, we are all seen, we are all heard, and we all have opportunity to grow together. And I hope that you're open to having the same thing. Have a beautiful week, an amazing day, and I'll catch you on the next one.
Thanks for listening to this episode of More Than Mindset.